Good morning guys, it's Tuesday the 12th of January 2021 and here's today's starter. Hit pause on the screen so you can have a go at these questions on a piece of paper. I'll give you a couple of seconds to pause and then the video is going to move on to the answers. Okay, let's have a check of our answers this morning. Hit pause on the screen and give yourself a mark, a tick if you got it and a dot if not. Okay, and now let's have a look at today's lesson. So, yesterday we learnt about millimetres, centimetres and metres, different units of measurement. We learnt how many millimetres there were in a centimetre and how many centimetres there were in a metre. We looked at what they'd be used to measure. I wonder if you can remember how to match these up. You'll notice we have a new one today as well. So let's match some of these up. So for small, really tiny objects like seeds or points on a graph, we would use millimetres. It's a very small unit of measurement. For slightly larger objects like TV screens, book covers, we would use centimetres. And for moderately large objects like tables, sofas, pieces of furniture, we would use metres. But what about really big distances? Over here on the map you'll see I've got a map from Corpus Christi Primary School all the way to Buckingham Palace. Now that's quite a big distance. It's going to take you 36 hours to walk. That's much bigger than a table. And we would use something called kilometres to measure the difference. And you'll see here it says 175 km, 175 kilometres from Corpus Christi School to Buckingham Palace, if you ever fancied the walk. So today we're going to learn how many metres there are in a kilometre and how to change metres into kilometres and kilometres into metres. We already know that 10 millimetres is the same as 1 centimetre. We know 100 centimetres is the same as 1 metre. So what do you think? How many metres do you think are going to make 1 kilometre? Can you spot a pattern happening here? We have 10, 100. Next it's going to be 1,000. There are 1,000 metres in 1 kilometre. Okay, so if there are 1,000 metres in 1 kilometre, how many metres are there going to be in 2 kilometres? You can jot your answer down on a piece of paper if you like. I'm going to move forwards. So if there are 1,000 metres in 1 kilometre, there will be 2,000 metres in 2 kilometres. I am writing with my mouse, which is why my handwriting is maybe not its neatest. If we have 4,000 metres, that's 4 lots of 1,000, so that means we have 4 kilometres. If we have 7 kilometres, that means we're going to have 7 lots of 1,000. 7 times 1,000 is going to be 7,000. I'm making sure I have 3 zeros to make it 1,000 and not 100. And finally, 10 kilometres, that's going to be 10 lots of 1,000, and 10 times 1,000 is 10,000. There we are. So it's easy peasy if you remember how to count in your thousands, which the starter should have helped you to do. Okie dokie. So I have a number line in front of me, and on the bottom I'm going to count up in thousands. So 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 and 10,000. And these are going to be my metres. And on top I'm going to count in kilometres. We know that 0 metres is going to be 0 kilometres. We know that 1,000 metres is going to be 1 kilometre. 2 kilometres is 2,000 metres, 3 kilometres is 3,000 metres, 4 kilometres is 4,000 metres, and so on and so forth until we get right the way up to 10 kilometres being 10,000 metres. It's a really easy pattern. If at any point today in your work you get stuck, I recommend coming back to this screen to give you a bit of a helpful hint on how metres and kilometres match up. But as we said before, if you can count in your thousands, you'll be completely fine. But what happens when we have a measurement that's not just a 1,000 number? So if you look on the screen here, on one side we have my metres, and I've got them going up in 50s, intervals of 50. So we have 4,000 metres, 4,050, 4,100, 4,150, 4,200 and 4,250. How am I going to put these into kilometres and metres? Well, the bottom one should be easy. 4,000 metres, that's going to be 4 kilometres. But 4,050 metres, how can we do that? Well, we can break it down. into 4,000 metres and 50 metres. And here's my part-whole model to show that. Now we know that 4,000 metres, well, that's the same as 4 kilometres. So our answer is just going to be 4 kilometres and 50 metres. For the next one, we're going to do something really similar. We've got 4,100 metres, so we'll break that into 4,000 metres, or 4 kilometres, and 100 metres, to give us 4 kilometres and 100 metres. We can keep doing this with ease, just breaking it down into the thousand number and whatever is left, the hundreds, tens and ones. So for that top one there, 4,250 metres, that's 4,000 metres, which is 4 kilometres, 250 metres to give us 4 kilometres and 250 metres. Okay, now let's have a look at a problem together, and you're going to solve something like this in your worksheet today. So here's Annie, and Annie is running a race, and her race is measured in kilometres because it's really good for large distances like Corpus Christi to Buckingham Palace. Now Annie has nearly finished the race. She's run all the way around and she's got to 4.5 kilometres. How many metres has she run? Well, let's just have a look back at how we solved this before. So we can break this down into the thousand number and whatever is left. She's run 4.5 kilometres. We know that 4 kilometres is the same as 4,000 metres. 4 kilometres is 4,000 metres, but what's half a kilometre? Well, we know that 1 kilometre is going to be 1,000 metres, so we just need to find half of 1,000 metres, and to find half, we divide by 2. 1,000 divided by 2. I might not know that off the top of my head, but I do know 10 divided by 2 is 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 100 divided by 2 is 50. So 1,000 divided by 2 is 500. I can use my place value to help me there, and you can see that on your screen here. Now we put those numbers together. So Annie has run 4.5 kilometres. Well, 4 kilometres is 4,000 metres. Half a kilometre is 500 metres. So Annie has run 4,500 metres. If at any point you want to come back and rewatch parts of this lesson to remind you, so for example when you start looking at some word problems, you might want to come back to the video and rewatch this word problem, that's completely fine. Your task now is to complete the quiz on Teams. It is going to automatically mark once you've submitted it. Don't worry if it marks you wrong and you've got it right. Sometimes if you don't leave a space between kilometres and the number, or if you put a comma or you don't put a comma, it won't recognise the answer, but we come and check the quizzes individually. So we'll always give you the correct marks by the end of it. Have a go at filling it out. If at any point you get stuck, come back and rewatch the video or reach out for help on Ask the Teachers and we can hop on and give you a hand. It may take us a few minutes to answer you as we are in school with the key worker children, but we'll come to you as quick as we can. Have a good day and I look forward to marking your work.